How do you change your negative thoughts? This question was posted in a private forum, and in less than 2 days, there were nearly 100 answers to that question. In this episode, I will share some of the answers provided to that question in those nearly 100 posts, and I'll share some of my own thoughts about how you can do exactly that. That is, change your negative thoughts. Hello and welcome to this episode of Easy Stress Cures. I'm your host, Stephen Carter, CEO for Stress Solutions, LLC. The purpose of this show is to give you the tools, techniques, and mindset to create optimum emotional well-being, and we do that by sharing the latest stress-related research, providing easily done ways to dissolve stress, and create positive, life-affirming states of mind and body. One member in a private group posted the question, how do you change your negative thoughts? Because this is a private group, I'm not able to share names, and the suggestions that I share will be paraphrased as opposed to quoted. As I mentioned in the introduction, this question was posted less than 2 days ago, and there's nearly 100 replies, 100 suggestions about how to change your negative thoughts. So let's go to reply number 1. Think of everything as energy. Putting energy into a car, putting energy into a piece of work, into your health, your fitness, and you put energy into your negative thoughts. Energy, focus, attention, work, in essence, is power. You give power to what you give energy to. Giving energy to negative thoughts is giving power to those negative thoughts. Negativity that has power can consume you. The next suggestion, I liked every positive quote on Facebook until my feed was flooded with positivity, and now all I see are positive quotes. Train the brain, it's a muscle, but be kind to yourself. You are human. Continuing on the positive affirmation roadway, this is yet another post. You might find some positive affirmations useful. It helps to balance out the negative thoughts. Find some positive messages that resonate with you or things you would tell a friend and repeat those things out loud to yourself or write them and stick them around your home to remind yourself. The next reply was simply one word. That word, gratitude. This next reply, focus not on changing them, but accepting them, accepting the thoughts as they are. By not changing them, that is, accepting and being mindfully aware of those thoughts, or by doing some cognitive reframing in various ways. Another reply to that, awareness and acceptance are key. Moving on down the list, another poster suggested, change your thinking. Every time you think negative, say to yourself, nope, I'm thinking of something else. It's just all about the habit and retraining our brain. Another suggestion, I'll catch myself and say either out loud or in my head, stop. Another suggested, it's about learning to not give them any attention and to focus instead on positive, empowering ones. Another suggested, by writing down everything that comes into your head, after a week or so, they fade. I've done this and it works. Returning to mindful awareness, I notice them. I accept them. Depending on the circumstances, I then either do a simple gratitude practice or activate my vision by speaking it and connecting to the feeling of being it. Another person suggested by going outside and focusing on the feeling nature gives to me. Another suggestion, positive affirmations, meditation, journaling, crossing out in red all negative comments. Another person suggested exercise works for them. And the final one offers the cognitive behavioral therapy approach, the CCC method: catch it, check it, change it. Returning to the original question that was posted in this group, how do you change your negative thoughts? In my experience, there are multiple ways of doing that, and indeed, we heard some of those ways suggested from people who replied to this question in the forum. One technique developed by Jose Silva, who was the creator of the Silva Method, something very popular in the 60s, 70s, and into the 80s. One technique that system offered was when you discovered, you noticed that you said something that was negative, that you immediately stop and you say to yourself, preferably out loud, cancel that, and then reformulate that thought in a positive way. For example, suppose you engaged in a task and you tried, but you failed. You just were not able to accomplish whatever it was that you were attempting to do. You might say to yourself, doggone, I'm stupid. I'm so incompetent. Other people can do this. Why can't I? After the final part of that thought, there's this tiny wedge of awareness that you notice where you recognize what you just did. In that case, then, you say forcefully, out loud, cancel, and you restate the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is, I'm in the process of learning to accomplish this task. I will take what I learned in this first attempt and make the necessary adjustments and try again and engage in this process one more time. Remember, your subconscious is always listening to your self-talk. So feed your subconscious positive statements. We all have negative thoughts from time to time. Make a point, set the intention to recognize when those negative thoughts are occurring and use the cancel, or you can say stop it. And when you do that, you get this moment of clarity. You get this moment of no thought. And in that gap, you then make the statement that is true, that is empowering, and supports your emotional well-being. There are many ways to deal with negative thinking. The Silva Method is tried and true. Have a go at that. Make it a new habit and repeat it often. And when you do, your self-esteem will increase, and so will your self-confidence. If you're interested in learning more about the Silva Method, I'll have the website for that organization linked up. That website is silvamethod.com, silvamethod.com. And if you'd like some other ideas for quieting those negative thoughts, changing those thoughts into positivity, do keep in mind you can always replay this episode and jot down any of the ideas that were shared by forum members in reply to the original post, which was, how do you change your negative thinking? If you have comments or you would like to share thoughts about this episode or any other episode of Easy Stress Cures, I would love to hear from you. Email me at cartermethod@gmail.com, cartermethod@gmail.com. Find previous episodes for this podcast at mindoverstress.us, mindoverstress.us. If you would like to learn more about Stress Solutions, LLC, which is my company, we've helped thousands of people deal with emotional challenges. Visit us at EFT-MD.com, EFT-MD.com. And by the way, if you are interested in learning more about emotional freedom techniques or tapping, the EFT-MD.com is the place to go. And I encourage you to listen to one of my other podcasts, which is available there on that site. And that podcast is EFT Tapping Junction. Until our next visit together, your host here, Stephen Carter, and I wish you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.